Hey guys, it's Graham. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys where I've been the past year, what happened to me, why I dropped off the map, and some huge life news that I have. I got accepted into flight school. Let's go. So if you guys follow my channel, follow any of my socials, you know, other than my personal, you know that I have totally dropped off the map in the past year. I have not put up anything on YouTube, hardly anything on Instagram, just a few little things here and there, super sporadic, and it's just been a wild 12 months. It's been a really wild time. I'm gonna tell you guys how I was at the very peak of my Instagram fame, of my YouTube fame, and how I've pretty much hit rock bottom, why I declined so much, what happened to me, and then I'm gonna be telling you guys about getting accepted in the United Aviate Academy. So if you are here in this video because you saw the Aviate Academy name and you want to know more, you can use the slide bar down here at the bottom to find out my journey getting into the Aviate Academy, and then I'm gonna be making a whole nother video literally right after this about how to get into Aviate, how I got into Aviate, and some different tips that I think could help you get into that program if you're interested. So that being said, let's jump right into the good content of this video. So for my subscribers who have followed me for an extended period of time, you know that about this time last year, I left the US to head to Germany to be an au pair for what I expected to be a year's time. I was really lost last year this time. I really didn't know what to do in my life. I didn't know what my career goals were or really which direction I was heading, and I fell back on something that I knew wouldn't work, but I decided to be an idiot and do it anyway, and that was be an au pair again. I had a really great experience in Seville, Spain. I was an au pair there for a year for a German-Spanish family. Absolutely loved it. I actually just got back from Spain where I was visiting them, but beside the point, I'll tell you about that in a minute. After that experience, I came home, I was totally lost. I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life, and like I said, that's when I decided to be an au pair in Germany. This was a huge mistake. I knew from the beginning it was a bad idea, but it was one of those things where I was just ignoring it, hoping it would turn out well. Well, it didn't. It turned out to be an absolute disaster. I stayed in Germany 2 months and things ended really badly. I'm not gonna go into what happened. I have not talked about that at all on any of my social media, nor will I, just because it's really personal and it really hurt. It was really, really scary. It was a really bad experience. We did not end on good terms, and to be entirely honest, it was a bit traumatic. I learned a lot from that experience. I learned a lot about myself and other people and Germany and Germans, and I'm really glad that I had that experience. To end it on a bit of a positive note, regardless of what happened to me in Germany or what I felt happened to me, I have no hard feelings against that family. I forgive them, and I hope that they can forgive me too for what they feel I did against them. So ending on a positive note there. But I got back home in January of 22, so almost exactly a year ago, and I was pretty much crushed. I was devastated that it had ended so badly. I felt like a huge fraud because I used to come here on YouTube and on Instagram and tell the whole world about how great being an au pair is and how you should have a great experience. And then here I am having a horrible experience, literally got kicked out in the middle of the night. It was awful. So I felt like a huge fraud. I stopped publishing anything on my Instagram. I totally stopped publishing on my YouTube. As a matter of fact, I deleted all traces of Germany from all of my social media. It was a pretty nasty case of imposter syndrome. Once I got back home last winter, I decided that I should start to train to be a professional pilot. Well, it's not exactly something I decided last winter, pretty much decided last fall, but I decided that now was the time to really advance things. It was the time to act, not just to talk about acting. So I started taking flight lessons at my local airport. I absolutely loved it, and over the course of the spring, I worked my way up to everything short of taking the test to become a private pilot, the practical test. I took the written, did great on it, just didn't take the practical test. Lots of things were happening in spring of last year. My family took a trip to Costa Rica and we ended up buying a home there, and then we ended up selling our home back in the US. If you can tell, this is not the room that I normally film in. This is my new room in our apartment, which is a huge downsize from our old house. But we've just had a lot of family things happening in the past year that kind of prevented me from making new content. Now, don't worry, we're not picking up and moving to Costa Rica. That's just kind of a second home, or I guess you could say a retirement home for my parents. But nonetheless, we had a lot of changes. Around May of last year, I decided to spend my summer in Italy as an au pair one last time with a family. It was a great experience. I was an au pair just outside of Milan. I absolutely loved it. I loved the family, loved the city, loved the experience, and it was honestly the closure that I needed to end that chapter in my life. I left Italy after 6 weeks, just how we planned. It was lovely, and I felt like I was closing the chapter of the au pair book in my life. I felt really satisfied. After returning back home in August, I still hadn't taken my practical test, but I had been working on getting into some flight schools. So all summer I had been investigating different flight schools, really all summer and all spring, and sending out applications. By the fall, I had narrowed it down to pretty much one flight school, AeroGuard Academy or AeroGuard Flight School out in Phoenix, Arizona. I absolutely loved it. I'd been accepted. I was super thrilled to go. I still think it's a great school, by the way, but I'd also applied to United's flagship Aviate Academy. It's a brand new program with United Airlines, and I was positive that I would not get in. The acceptance rate at United is ridiculously competitive for the Aviate Academy, and truthfully, I didn't see myself as a competitive option. I'm not really good at math. I only have an associate's degree. I do have a lot of language skills, but that's about it. And so I was positive I wasn't going to get in. Over the summer, I did a couple of assessments for Aviate, and then back in August, I actually got my conditional acceptance letter to get into the Aviate Academy. This was huge. When I got the letter, I actually thought it had been sent to the wrong email. I thought there's no way this could be meant for me until I saw my name in the email, and I was convinced that was for me. Now, I'm not totally accepted in Aviate. I'm conditionally accepted, which means I had to submit some documents before they would actually accept me into the academy, and I just finished submitting those documents this last weekend. So I'm so close to official acceptance, but I'm not gonna say that I'm totally accepted yet, as that would not be the whole truth. The Aviate Academy is located in Phoenix, Arizona, so as soon as my acceptance goes through, I will be given a class date to start in Phoenix. I'll be moving here from Rome, Georgia, my hometown, all the way out to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm so excited, but it's really bittersweet because I love home. I love my friends. I love the connections that I have here, the job that I have, and moving out to Phoenix is gonna be just a huge change for me. It's gonna be a change in my lifestyle. It's gonna be a change for my family. It's gonna turn my world upside down. I'm gonna spend about 9 months at the Aviate Academy in Phoenix before becoming either a flight instructor or a pilot for a very tiny little airline while I build my hours until I can fly for United proper or United Express, their regional carrier. The whole process from zero experience to flying in a United Airlines aircraft is about 5 years. It's a long process, but I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be totally worth the wait. So essentially, since I received that conditional acceptance, I've just been working, and I most recently traveled to Spain about a month ago to visit my Spanish host family. Actually, 2 of my Spanish host families. Going back to Seville and spending a week and a half with my former host family there was such a fulfilling experience. I had the most time. The kids and I just fell in love all over again. It was so fun. It was so full of love and happiness and laughter. And I came back heartbroken, but also so filled with happiness and joy. And it made me think, despite that really nasty experience in Germany and the other bad experience that I had in Spain, all of those really horrible experiences taught me lessons, and they brought me to the place that I'm at today. And I'm so thankful that I didn't quit after those ugly experiences, because if I had quit, I would never get to know the people that I love so much today, the families that I honestly consider to be practically my family. So the future of the channel is bright. I know I have not published anything recently. I'm pretty much in the YouTube dumps. I'm sure they have knocked me way out of the algorithm where I will probably remain for a long time. But I'm gonna start producing more content about aviation, about lifestyle, and just kind of following what's going on in my life. I love you guys. You guys have followed me so faithfully the past couple of years. I think my life's really just getting going, and I want to carry you guys with me. I cannot thank you enough for your support and your trust and the time and the devotion that you've given me. I love you guys, honestly, I love you so much, and I'm so thankful for the support you give me. So thank you so much, guys. Follow along. I'll be making a video really soon about getting into the Aviate Academy if you're interested in that, and lots of other videos after that. If you have a video idea for me, send it to me over on Instagram. It's at global.gram, or send me an email, which should be down in the description below. Thank you guys so much. Muchas gracias y hasta luego. Ciao.